These are the last of the sweet potatoes now, mid-March, that are sprouting. So only purple sweet potatoes had sprouts left over. The other ones I ended, and I only want to harvest these 4 off of there. I don't think this one back here I'm going to wait for, but I only have this, and so far of the ones I updated before, they're not looking as bad anymore, and the leaves will look kind of terrible, at least in my experience. The leaves take a turn for the worse before they look better going from the water to the soil, but I've only lost 1, which for me, I usually lose about 10 of them. So having only lost 1, I'd feel okay. I feel like the growing tips all look healthy. I don't see any dieback on them. So there are 8 in this one. Then I have 12. Then I have 12 in this tray over here with 3 fennel in the back. And then I have another 18 in here. And these were the most recently planted 18. So we'll be checking to see how these turn out. But this is how they'll stay until they get planted out at the end of May. What I have left to plant for the sweet potatoes are these 4 orange ones, which have been in water for some time, and all but 1 has any significant root growth. So I don't think these are actually gonna make it. And then the same thing for this one. Not a good amount of root growth for having been in water almost a week. I'm not sure if these are going to make it, maybe 1 or 2, but I'm going to give them a little more time, at least until these guys get put into water to see what they're going to do. I have 6 actual sprouts on the ginger, and these guys are pretty tall. I'm noticing some browning on the tips. I've taken them out of the direct light, but I've noticed some browning on the tips already. So I am gonna wait and see how this works out, because typically ginger and turmeric in the house for a real long time seem to give me problems. I don't think I'm going to grow turmeric again next season. I did order some plants, but the turmeric looks pretty bad, so it hasn't held on too well. It's not dead, still got some sprouts, but it doesn't look great. I let the turmeric go about another 2 weeks, and then it came obvious for me that I had to harvest. So this is what I had as a result of my harvest for my turmeric once it was all cleaned up, which is a lot more than I expected to be by the state of the plants. At the very end, they were completely browned out in the main stem, and the other stems stopped growing. So I decided to dry this and make a powder. So I sliced them up as thin as I could possibly make the turmeric and put it on a baking sheet. I put the protective silicone layer because turmeric stains everything. My fingertips were stained yellow after this, and I didn't want for my pan to be ruined, and that is the reason I used the silicone. I'm also taking care to make sure that each slice will be separated to allow for good airflow around all of the pieces while they are in the oven. Now my oven only goes to 170 degrees, so I put this at 170 degrees, and I wasn't sure how long it was actually going to take for this to dry out. I usually do my peppers in the oven if I can't do them out in the sun. So I set the timer for 6 hours and checked these about every 1 to 2 hours just to make sure they weren't burnt up to a crisp. And then at the end, I blended them up in my spice grinder, and this is about how much turmeric I ended up with. I'm very happy with the results I had from this, since I was not expecting anything. I do appreciate everyone joining me on my garden 2023 journey. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.